There are 10 nice guy habits that you are doing every single day that you're not even aware of. If you continue these habits, I can guarantee you that you'll start to resent people for the way they treat you. People will continue to take advantage of you for your niceness, and the woman you are with will slowly lose attraction and respect for you day by day, and you're not even sure why. And she'll eventually leave you for another man, and you'll sit there asking yourself, what did you do wrong? And I can say that because I've worked with hundreds of men at this point, and I've seen that situation just happen over and over again because they do these 10 habits I'm about to show you that are secretly needy. However, if you learn to stop these nice guy habits and replace them with masculine, confident behaviors, not only will the woman that you're with start to look up to you and respect you and admire you, but you'll rock around this world with effortless confidence. Now, the reason I know this so well, besides the hundreds of guys that I've worked with over the years as a licensed therapist, is this guy. The guy I used to be, where I displayed all 10 of these habits, and I'll tell you where it got me. And I had a lot to offer women too. I mean, I had good grades, I was tall, I could last 5 minutes underwater holding my breath. And most importantly, I said to myself, I would make any woman happy. I'd be an amazing boyfriend. And I got this idea because my mother, who mostly raised me, said, Josh, any woman that would be with you would be lucky. And that's why these behaviors were all her fault. And for most men that I work with, their dad wasn't in the picture. They were mostly raised by their mom. So the blueprint that they got to be a man in a healthy relationship in the masculine role, that was the source of all these needy behaviors. See, for most men who don't have their father around, or he's a bad role model, their mother, who showers them with love and praise and affection, it creates this anxious attachment style where you think that you deserve the love and respect and care from a woman, but when you go out to the real world and you replicate those behaviors with actual woman, not your mother, and you don't get the validation, that respect, and that attraction that you think you deserve, it really just destroys your freaking reality, man. Which goes back to why so many men in these marriages that come to me, they're completely distraught and confused. They don't know why their wife is leaving them. The first needy nice guy habit that I know you're doing is that you are rarely saying no to her. If she doesn't respect you, she will no longer love you. And a woman must look up to the man she's with. She won't respect you if you don't say no. You have to have boundaries because she needs to know of the man she's with. If you're constantly saying yes to her, you're that yes man, and she gets yes from all her friends all the time. Yes, you know what I mean? Let me give you an example. So younger Josh, what he would do, let's say he wanted to go to the gym, but then his girlfriend at the time says, no, like let's hang out a little bit first, let's go get lunch, right? Younger Josh is like, well, I have all this homework to do and I have all this stuff, but yeah, I don't want her to get mad at me, so I don't want her to like say we don't ever hang out. Okay, I'm gonna go get lunch with her. And then later that night, I'm behind on work, I'm staying up till 2 a.m., and the next morning I'm tired, ruins my next session in the gym, and the whole week is just ruined because of that one time I didn't say no. Josh, now, I literally had my girlfriend today ask me to go get lunch, and I told her, I said, hey, I have so much work to do today, let's set a time in the future. Even though she got upset in the moment, she kept respect for me because she knows how important my work and my schedule is. The second needy nice guy behavior that you must stop to stop losing respect and attraction from the woman you're with is watching pornography. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, how does pornography relate to neediness and being a nice guy? I have a whole channel dedicated to why that is so, but let me give you, out of 10 years of helping guys quit porn as well, let me give you the nuts and bolts of it. Okay, let me just give you one phenomenon that's causing you to seem needy and really feed that demon of just insecurity within you, right? That critical voice. And that is, every time you watch porn, your brain can't tell the difference between reality and fantasy. When you have a dream, for example, you feel like it's actually happening. And so when you're watching porn, your brain thinks that it's actually watching other people have sex. Not you, other people have sex, and you're getting off to that. What that means is that you are an observer in life, that you can't go get things yourself, okay? And it's messing with your dopamine centers, that you get instant gratification, that you deserve all this immediate pleasure, but you don't have to put the work in. Can you see how all those things, plus if there's shame associated with how you feel after you're done, that shame is corrosive acid of your soul. I can go on and on about it. I can spend hours talking about this, but I'm telling you, you need to quit watching porn. If you quit watching porn just for 30 days, your testosterone, your masculinity, that neediness will just be, if you take anything from this video, just that one alone, I'm telling you. All right, the third habit that I know you are doing is you are subtly, so it's kind of like covert, indirect, you're seeking approval at the expense of your own boundaries and values. Now, most guys don't even know what their values are. If I were to ask you your values, you can pause the video. I want you to say off the top of your head, don't cheat, what are your top 5 values? If you cannot tell me 5 off the top of your head, I mean, I'm talking about confidence, compassion, creativity, integrity, wisdom. That's my top 5 off the top of my head. If you cannot do that, then there is a problem. You must know your values as a man for her to respect you. Now, let me tell you an example that I've seen so many times with guys where they will compromise their values just to seek validation and approval of the girl they're with. So let's say, as an example, you start to go on a date with a girl early on, right? And let's say in this scenario, you are a very religious person, right? You're super religious. You pray, you love God, all that good stuff. And on that date, she says, I just don't like religious guys. My parents grew up religious and it was forced on me. Now in that moment, this girl is gorgeous. I'm talking smoke show, and she is like, you guys are hitting it off up to that point. You're thinking, oh my God, this girl could be the one, right? You're a little hopeless romantic. But in this point, you put her on such a pedestal that when she says that thing, you are so afraid to speak up for yourself and what you value. You're not going to speak your mind in the potential of causing conflict and causing her not to like you and leave you. This is why so many nice guys, when they're given the advice to be themselves, they can't say that because they think to themselves, well, if I was myself, she wouldn't like me. But the opposite tends to be true. I can't tell you how many times I've seen a guy, this is one of the first insights I had around attraction and being with a girl and having a girl respect you, where he would say something completely opposite of what the girl liked. And he's like, oh my God, like you're not religious? Are you a heathen? And he would make it into a joke, right? And in that scenario, she would laugh and she would have more respect and attraction for him. But the low value man, the needy guy, the nice guy, he puts her on a pedestal. He's afraid to speak his mind and his values. And therefore, he's very agreeable. And that is a feminine trait, and she loses attraction and respect. All right, so the 4th habit you must stop is trying to solve her problems in the relationship. So women and men, they have more commonalities than differences, okay? You do. But one of the key differences in communication is that you oftentimes communicate to solve problems, to be very direct and achieve goals, right? Us men, we seek goal achievement, we have challenge and peace in the emotions we experience. Where women, on the other hand, they want connection. And so when they communicate and make these small little issues huge, right? You make these big issues small, conversely, women do the opposite. So as an example, when she's coming to you and she has this problem, let's say I don't know, she's at work and she's complaining about her boss, and you hear about this boss all the damn time. And you're like, you know what? Hey, you can quit, you can find another job, I can help you have this conversation with your boss. You give her all these solutions. And she'll sit there and be like, you just don't listen to me. And you're thinking there, as a nice guy, why the hell is she not understanding? Like, I'm trying to help her out. Your intention is pure, I get that. But you must understand that by trying to solve her problems, what she gets from that is that she's not allowed to have those experiences, that she can't feel those emotions, that you're trying to get rid of those emotions. Now this is needy because you must allow her to experience whatever emotion you have, and you're uncomfortable with the way she feels. When she's upset, you must allow her to feel those experiences and feel those emotions by just offering her that support that she needs. The 5th habit that needy nice guys will do is use external things to justify the woman liking them. So this can start with a guy buying a girl a drink and then expecting her to give the number, talk to her for the whole night. Or this is the guy that buys his wife this Range Rover or this beautiful jewelry and then gets pissed off at her if she complains about the garbage not being taken out later. I bought you this thing. Why aren't you happy with me? You're so ungrateful. The reason why this is needy is that you are putting all your value on things external to who you are. You need to have the belief that if you had nothing, no money, right? Nothing to give her that you usually give her, that she would still be with you. And if you're asking yourself, what reason would she have to be with me? I just exposed a deep core issue that you need to meditate on. If you think there's nothing that you have to offer her other than the things you give her, that would assume that you are low value. You need to recognize that as a man, just being there in her presence, giving her that protection, that emotional understanding, that is what she craves more than any vacation, piece of jewelry, or anything, right? Stop assuming that these external things you're giving her are the value that you provide in the relationship. They are minuscule compared to what you can really offer her. The 6th needy nice guy habit you're doing is not expressing your honest, authentic emotions. And I hate this one so much. The term toxic masculinity gets thrown around more than an acorn by a pack of over-caffeinated squirrels. ChatGPT gave me that one, so I know it wasn't the best joke, but One of the most toxic things out there is that you cannot express your honest emotions and feelings to the woman that you are with.
Women are not built to handle masculine problems. Being vulnerable with a woman is some of the worst advice that modern day women give to men, because if I sit there and I cry to you, oh my God, my life is hard, blah, 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 you might sit there and console me for a bit, but deep down you're like, you fucking bitch, because it's politically correct to say you can cry to me, you can be vulnerable to me, etc. But deep down, if your man came to you and was crying on your shoulder saying, I don't know what's going on, her vagina's gonna dry up, she ain't gonna wanna fuck with him anymore, and she's gonna look for a stronger, more capable man.
Look, the act of showing your emotions to her is not what pushes her away. It's not the emotions. It's your perception of what those emotions mean about you as a man. Let me give you an example. Let's say there are two men. There's younger Josh and then there's older Josh. Now, if younger Josh was in a relationship and he saw his girlfriend talking to a guy at a party and he felt insecure and jealous, instead of bringing it up with her, he would stuff it down, not talk about it, maybe go talk to other girls later to make her jealous, maybe just pull back affection and just, not kiss her that night, or, try to be nice to her or whatever the hell. And she'd be like, what's going on? Oh, nothing's going on. That's old Josh. That is needy, nice guy Josh. However, you now moving forward and myself, if that happens, I'm just open and honest about it. People get jealous. It is what it is. I'm not insecure about my jealousy. It's a common emotion. So I would say to her, hey, when you were talking to that guy at the party, I felt a little jealous. I know you weren't doing anything wrong, but I just wanted to be open and honest about that. You're owning your emotions. Imagine that. A high-value man owns every emotion he experiences. Guys don't want to share their emotions because they are insecure and they are afraid of what those emotions will say about them. Now, this one is super, super small, but let's admit it, a lot of your conversation with a woman, whether dating or in a relationship, is going to be through text exchange. Whether it's dating apps early on or it's just texting her. Look, stop double texting. Don't text her faster than she texts you, and stop sending emojis. It seems so, I know, insignificant. Like, why should she care? I wish this wasn't true. I wish it didn't matter, but just stop, okay? Let's move to the next one. All right, man, for the 8th one, you got to start leading more. No more indirect communication. Indirect communication is just not exactly telling her what you want, because there's a fear if you put it out there to the world and she rejects you, that feeling sucks. I know it does. Let me say a quote to you that's really gonna stick with you, that I want you to put in your mind the next time you are afraid to express yourself and your needs. It is better to ask for forgiveness than permission. As an example, I speak to girls all the time, and so often on a date, they'll say, he asked me if I could kiss him. All the girls I know personally and have spoken to, 0% have said yes to that question. But the guys they do make out with, they just go for it. You need to face the possibility of rejection. The 9th habit you must stop that's showing that you are a needy, nice guy is you're complimenting her too much. Now, I know some of you are like, hey, what? I'm complimenting her too much. Let me tell you a story. Okay, so the girl I'm dating now, right? Most girls I've dated, they would say, I love you all the time. We get off the phone, all right, love you, bye. Those 3 words said all the time, it becomes white noise. And I've realized this because my girlfriend now rarely says it. But now when she says it, it has so much more emotional weight to it, right? Because she actually means it. It's not just a habit. Or so many guys, they feel like they have to give a girl a compliment when she puts a dress on. Or a lot of guys will say, I love you to their wife, not because they are expressing their love, but because they need to hear it back, right? That validation. So ask yourself, when you are complimenting her, when you are saying, I love you, are you saying please too much? These are all things to do to just seek that validation subtly. And she knows it. You can't fake it. She knows that when she's upset at you and you're like, well, I love you, that you're like, are you gonna say it back, please? It's needy. You need to stop. Only give her compliments also when you truly believe that she's gorgeous. She'll respect it more. The 10th needy nice guy behavior that you are doing, this habit, is that you are expecting her to do certain things for you that you don't communicate, and then you get resentment when she doesn't do them. This is known as the covert contract. It's this little thing that you sign in your mind. She isn't even aware of it. You're like, okay, today when I mow the lawn and I do the chores and I buy you this very nice necklace and bring you home these roses, you're gonna have sex with me the rest of the week and you're not gonna get angry and you're not gonna get upset about anything. Cool. Signed it. without her approval. That landed perfectly on the desk. And that's just like, okay. And then when she breaks the contract in your mind, you don't even tell her there was a contract to begin with, which is code for contract. You get upset, you get angry, you pull back, you have resentment for her. It is a very needy, nice guy behavior that you must stop. Okay, there is a values list exercise down below that I talked about. You go to jeffreyscott.com. What you're gonna do there is you're gonna let your eyes glaze over the top 200 values, and you're gonna write down your top 10. Okay, you're gonna have 10 values on a piece of paper, all right? After you do that, I want you to cross off one at a time until you have only your top 3 core values left. The next thing you're gonna do, okay, if you don't take action, you don't get results, all right? What I want you to do is on your phone, I want you to write down on the background of your phone, I am a value 1, value 2, value 3 man. So it's gonna say for me, I am a confident, compassionate, disciplined man. And what that does is every single day you look at your phone, subconsciously, you don't even have to read it, you see I am, and then those 3 values, followed by the man that you are. And I'm telling you, it is not everything, but it is a big deal that your brain will constantly see that, and you'll associate in your identity those values with your behavior, okay? Now, if you want additional support on really saving your marriage, overcoming these nice guy behaviors, you can set up a call with me if you would like. I also recommend you watch this video right here on how to pass the test that 96% of guys fail with the woman they're with. Smash like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.